Hey everyone, welcome back to Jilly's Nails. We're on day 20 of 31 days of Halloween nails. Today we're going to do something very different, and I'm going to start off by showing you the stamping set that I'm going to use. It's called the Happily Never After plate set from Maniology. They are fairy tales that ended badly. So all the typical kind of fun fairy tales, and this plate right here is Snow White. So you can see she's in her glass coffin, but if you look up close, she's a skeleton. It's got little hearts there. It has the witch holding the poison apple. It's got a broken mirror and this really creepy forest and a heart and a chest. It's really cool. This is the Hansel and Gretel one. Love this one. That's like a candy castle. There's a baby in a cage. And that one's the path that goes up to it is lined with candy, and it shows the path that goes up to the house. Super cute plates. This is the Rapunzel one, and we're going to use this one today. Not Rapunzel. I keep calling her Rapunzel. It's freaking Aurora. It's not Rapunzel. So Sleeping Beauty. And this is, again, what went wrong. So her chest area is all carved out into skeletal bones. It's really cool. And this is the Little Red Riding Hood. I've used this one in this series before. I used the stamp I just pointed to there. But it also has like a girl turning into a werewolf on it. It's got this creepy forest, and if you look in the forest, you can see wolf shapes and like wolf heads in the forest, and wolf eyes peeking out in the forest. It's really cool. If you can hear a bunch of noise in the background, sorry, my cat decided right now is the perfect time to go after the cat scratcher. This plate is the Cinderella themed plate. I love this one too, particularly her in the carriage that's turned into a jack-o'-lantern and her legs and feet are sticking out of the top. It's hilarious. I also like the Prince Charming one. And this one is oh, that's the Rapunzel plate again, since we're going to use that one this time. Went ahead and took the blue film off. Make sure you always take the blue film off of any new plate that you have. And if you see me taking film off a lot of my plates lately, it's because I am trying to use the ones I have before I buy anything new. Although I do buy some new stuff still sometimes. But that is why you're seeing me take a lot of that stuff off. I'm not buying this all now. I've bought it over a couple years. So what I did on the first stamp is just a stamp of the castle that's on the plate. And it kind of has towers and turrets, that kind of stuff on it. So I thought it was really cute for this. And then I'm definitely taking the Aurora out of the middle with the bones showing it for her chest and all of that stuff. This is going to be a very, very detailed reverse stamping tutorial. And for the Maleficent part of this, there is the dragon. Her is the dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the dragon real quick, and we're going to set that to the side as well. Now, another thing that's going to make this tutorial different, you're going to see where I screw up. Everybody posts these 30-second clips that make stamping look like it's the easiest thing on the planet and everybody should be able to do it every minute of every day perfectly. That's not how nail art works. If it is and you're that person, on you. But on the whole, no, people make mistakes or you change things or you don't like it or things smear. Stuff happens. So you're going to kind of see my process as I go through and correct some things that I don't love during this manicure. So what I'm using are some different stamping polishes from Maniology. That middle green on my middle finger is called Queen of Dreams from Sinful Colors. It is my absolute favorite green polish ever. Love it. The pink I think was a starfish one from the June Mani by Me box. And as we go along, you'll just see me putting a couple coats on all of these. The black is that matte black from Sinful Colors Blacklist. I'm obsessed with it right now. It really is a one coat polish and it goes on so pretty. I always do two coats, it's just my thing. But you could get away with one coat for sure. We're going to go ahead and put the latex peel off barrier on. I did this now, I should not have. So just keep that in mind for future. If you're going to be doing a bunch of reverse stamping and going through and painting on stamps and stuff, don't do the latex yet. Because you're going to end up sticking your fingers together and they're going to get stuck. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking that first stamp, I've let it dry. I actually have a nail dryer, and all of these stamps I kind of stuck under there and kept setting it off and making sure it was going off. And I left them under there for a good 5 minutes under the dryer to make sure that those black outlines were very good. I've learned a couple things in the last few days doing some of these very, very detailed reverse stamping tutorials, there is a fine balance between wet and smudgy and wet paint added. So be very careful to stipple. Be very, very careful not to drag at all. I did smear her some when I got it finished. You can't tell in the pictures or anything, but for me, I could tell and it irritated me. So just keep that in mind, that you have to make absolute sure you tap. Also, I did not use a quick dry top coat on the back of this. I do another one of these later this week that you'll see where I did use the clear dry top coat, and that one did not smear at all. So I do highly recommend, if you can, go ahead and put a clear dry top coat on there and let it dry and peel these off more like a decal. It did help keep it from smearing. So right now you can see me painting the little dots of white down the middle section. That is her skeleton area that's showing through. When I stamped this, I bumped my finger on something and smudged it a little bit. You can still see it in the picture. It just looks a little twisted and off center. Almost, I hate to even say it, but almost like somebody who had scoliosis. Like it just kind of twisted it funny. So, oh, look at me. That's me. Awesome job there dropping stuff while I'm trying to do some nail art. I was so afraid that went everywhere, but it didn't. We were safe. Wah! We're going to go back in to this yellow on the middle. And what I'm doing right here before I stamp this down is just making sure that she fits and everything's on there very well. Now, this is where this top coat situation comes in. I feel like that was way more messy than that needed to be. And when I did another manicure and had the top coat on it, what I did was let the top coat dry, peel it off with a stamper, and I trimmed it up with some cuticle nippers that I have. This worked, but it was risque, and I think that that's what actually caused the rib cage section to get a little distorted. So just keep that in mind. If you can, go ahead and do a top coat on it while it's on the stamp and give it plenty of time to dry. It can make them brittle if you leave them too long, so just keep that in mind too. And I decided that the pinks that I had on, I tried some other art where I was trying to do kind of like an orange dry brush, spongy type technique. And no, it came out bad. And I went to stamp over this green too, and not stamp, sponge, and it came out really weird too. So I actually took those off and started over again. I put another quick dry top coat underneath, and I changed the color a little bit to something a little more princessy pink instead of neon pink. It's a color called Starfish, also from Sinful Colors. I really like that one a lot. And that green from Maniology is a really nice one too, especially for the Maleficent theme and style. So I'm going through and just putting a quick dry top coat on all of these colors again and giving them adequate time to dry, and at least 2 to 3 minutes once you have the top coat on before you do anything else. And depending on how thick it is, it may take longer, so just keep that in mind too. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is there is a beautiful, beautiful pink glitter polish from Sinful Colors. Again, if you have never tried a Sinful Colors glitter topper, you're missing out. They are phenomenal. So definitely, if you get the chance, grab that one. I think that one's just called Pink Glitter. I thought it gave a really cute princessy vibe. I really liked that one a lot. And what I'm going to do on this green nail is a dry brush technique, which is just where you take your brush out of the bottle, get off all the polish you can, and then just kind of go back and rub over it, and it leaves, not clean strokes of polish. It makes it streaky, but it's really cute and gives it a little more depth and texture. And after the glitter and all that stuff is dried, I'm going through and putting another top coat on. Because again, I want to make sure everything is sealed in. I want to make sure everything is smooth for my stamping. And I am using the no smudge top coat on this. Now I'm confusing myself because I'm looking at that lid and thinking it's not right, but it is. It's the Maniology no smudge top coat. I did a very light floaty layer over that because it can be tricky and that one can peel. And then now I'm going to go and put the castle on my index finger. And as you see, when I pick it up, the whole stamp didn't come off. Uh-oh, that's not good. Luckily, I was able to line it back up perfectly, stamp, and just rock it in a little bit of a different direction, and it came off. So I do recommend when you're doing a stamp that's just a solid color, and the same thing happened with the dragon. That's why I took that off to replace it with the Maleficent dragon. So I think her head came off when I posted it on. Her head wasn't in the right place. So I'm making sure I line her back up and just run it across the nail to get that dragon back on there because that Maleficent dragon on that green background is pretty iconic to the movie. So I like it a lot. Um, I think everything else went on there okay. All the backgrounds came out fine. It all dried well. I did, like I said, smear that Rapunzel a little bit. And I wanted to start trying to remember to give you guys a close-up of these plates. So if you like them, you can definitely check them out. And if you do like this video, please click on my face in the upper left-hand corner and give me a subscribe. If you want to see more awesome Halloween videos, click in the upper right-hand corner and go check out my playlist. If you have any questions, comments, please give me a like, share, just let me know below. I'd be happy to talk to you. Thanks for watching. Bye.